We're out here today to test the Mizuno Wave Enforce Tour. Let's get started.
We've had an opportunity to play test many Mizuno shoes over the past several years, and this is a new offering from them. I thought it did a lot of things really well. It definitely had a wider fit compared to the Wave Exceed Tour, and it's super cushioned, and the soft upper feels like a slipper on my feet. So this was a nice reprieve for me because we've been playtesting a lot of shoes that really haven't been working well for my game, my body, my feet, all of the above, and these were so comfortable when I slipped them on. Again, that fit is a little bit wider, so I never felt super cinched up and secure in the shoe. However, super comfortable when they were on the court. You can even feel from the outsole, there's a little bit of that midsole peeping through, and it's nice and bouncy and responsive. I was shocked how durable these shoes were. We've been playtesting them for several weeks, and again, I kept finding myself putting them on because they were so comfortable. I'm seeing pretty little wear on the outsole, plus they come with that durability guarantee, which is a win-win for me. If I'm looking for a match day shoe, I probably am gonna go with the Tour Exceed. However, an everyday meat and potatoes, solid, stable shoe, this one's gonna be it.
I have play tested several Mizuno shoes, and I've always been a big fan of their Wave Exceed Tour model, but I was always looking for a little bit more stability, so I was really excited when I saw these Enforce Tours come out of the box, and they look a little bit more bulky and a little bit more stable. So when I first put these shoes on, when I did my fit test, I noticed that they were a little bit wider than those Exceed Tours, and I had a little bit more extra room for my narrow feet. I also noticed that the length ran for me a tad short, and it was not enough for me to go up a half size because I was a little too wide already in the shoe, so I didn't want to create too much extra room. So I remedied the situation by wearing a little bit thinner socks, and that helped out quite a bit. Now, when I started moving around on court, first thing I noticed was that Mizuno cushioning, super plush under my heel and enough cushioning under my forefoot as well to absorb all the shocks. I also liked the nice plush cushioning around my ankle as well. I also wanted to mention the lacing system and kind of how it is around the ankle. I felt nice and locked in. I didn't even need to use that extra eyelet because my ankles were nice and secure within the shoes. Other features I thought stood out was the durability. I put 10, 15 plus hours on these shoes, moving aggressively, and I haven't seen any wear. And yes, this shoe is a little bit heavier than the Exceed Tour, but I expected that because of the added stability. But I thought Mizuno did a really good job with that extra weight, distributing it well, and I had a nice heel to toe transition, so I never felt slowed down. Overall, I think this is a great option for players looking for comfort and stability, but it just didn't quite fit my foot.
I was excited to try these Wave Enforce Tours because I heard they fit a little bit wider than the Exceed Tours, which I have found to fit a little bit too narrow for my wider feet. And I'm happy to report they do have a bit of a more generous fit in the forefoot. However, I still wouldn't call them wide. So although I did find them comfortable throughout the playtest, they are still a little snug in the forefoot. Another issue I had with these is I found them to be a little bit short, not a full size, half size short, so I did stay in my true size. However, they did feel like more like a quarter size. So if you are in between sizes, you might want to consider going up a half size in these shoes. What I really did like was the comfort underfoot. I found these to be very cushioned when I was running on the court, and I found them very comfortable to walk in and stay in as shoes after I was done playing. I also liked the traction level. I thought I could grip the court when needed, also transition in and out of my shots very comfortably. And like Michelle said, I'm seeing very little wear on my shoes as well. As a toe dragger, I'm seeing no damage to the upper on the toe area, and the ball of my foot, which is also a high wear area for me, is seeing very little to no wear at all. Overall, I find these shoes to be very comfortable and a good stable option for the hard court. That wraps up our review of the Mizuno Wave Enforce Tour. For more information on these shoes or anything else tennis related, please visit us at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.